We're going to start off with Julie.
Go.
So, Julie, I can appreciate all that you're sharing with me about, but I think I'm going to work straight with the listing agent.
You're going to work straight with the listing agent. Okay.
I can appreciate what makes sense.
Okay. And how does that make sense?
Well, I think if we work straight with the listing agent, we'll probably have like an in, like maybe an in, maybe a better deal, but kind of get an in on it.
Right. And do you know who the listing agent actually represents right now today?
Well, I don't know the one on that house, and it's obviously, the different houses have different agents, but I think if we work straight with them, we get a better deal.
Well, I mean, you might, except for that the commission's it's already been established. I mean, Dan, you seem like a really smart guy. And the truth is, I mean, quite frankly, don't you think it would be better to have a third party, not necessarily connected with the seller, maybe more interested in the seller's interest than, say, yours? Like, I could go in and not be tied to the outcomes for the seller. Does that make sense?
I think so. What do you mean exactly?
Well, what I mean is that if a buyer contacts me and I'm representing the seller, my fiduciary up front is to that seller to get that seller the most money possible while I decide and qualify and figure out if the buyer's real. Dan, you and I are going to do a lot of that upfront relationship building. And then when I go meet with the seller's agent, I'm ready to act like a pit bull and get the house for you at the lowest price possible. Do you think a listing agent is going to try to get the house at the lowest price possible?
No.
Of course not, right? Now, unfortunately, a lot of buyers feel the way that you feel. And after meeting with me, what they find is that hiring me for the job of negotiating the best price actually ends up getting them the best deal. Make sense?
I think so. Yeah, it makes sense.
Come on, Dan, let's stop cutting. Let's get to it. When's a good time for you and I to get together? Because it sounds like we need to walk through this process. Do you prefer weekdays or weekends?
Weekend. Well done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Kyle, cue up my timer. I'm ready to go. Damon. So, look, we're in the market to buy a home. Can you just send me some homes, and when I find something, I'll reach out to you? Would that be okay?
Well, yeah, of course I could send you some homes, but that's usually working in backwards and working opposite. What we really focus on is finding out exactly what homes are going to fit you, because we actually have access to off-market homes, properties that will give you immediate equity. And we usually, when I'm around a neighborhood and I see a home that would fit you, it might not even be something that we're sending you. If I can find a home that's off-market right now, and I can let a seller know that I have a buyer that's interested in that home without having to have anybody come into his house during COVID, I could probably save you over 10%. So before I just send you some homes, why don't we meet, sit down, and find out exactly what your criteria is so that I can get you that off-market home, get you a home that's below market value, and you have immediate equity so that you're in a great position on day one.
Okay. But now I don't want to work with just one. Like, I don't want to be committed to an agent. So I'm thinking I'll have, if you let me know if you see something that makes sense, and I'm going to have a few agents doing that same thing for me.
Well, the way that we find the off-market properties, as soon as I see a property that's a really good deal and below market value, the first thing I do is go to the buyers that I'm exclusively working with. And once that happens, then whenever we see, sorry, my phone picked up. If we do not get one of those, then we go to the people that are not exclusively ours, and we'll market to those. Got it.
All right. Makes sense. Thank you, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Two great answers. Loved it. Nailed it. And two of my favorites here. So we got Vegas versus Miami. Dade County, I think. Yeah.
Broward County.
Brian Dade. Oh, it's Miami. Maybe I should
I'm in Clark County, if anybody's wondering.
No one was wondering, Julie.
One of two counties where brothels are illegal in Nevada.
All right. Go vote. It's on your screen. Go vote.
I thought that was really good info.
That potential issue. I want no excuses. No excuses.
Go vote.
Yeah.
Go vote.
It's just they're all so competitive. You want to make sure that if you lose, you really lost, and if you won, you really won.
That's why Brian is sending the exact vote count in the chat, just for anybody who disputes. They can see exactly how many votes each person had. All right, results are in 84-16. Moving on, the truest gangsta, Julie Youngblood. Moving on.
Yeah.
DP, yeah, baby.
Damon, hats off, brother.
Appreciate you.